Crowd of boys, peace. What's good with you boys out there? Come to talk to you boys today about semen retention and the process on semen retention becoming one with yourself. We're going to do some self-awareness tips, this semen retention path on how it furthers you on a journey to do some deeper diving, going into deep waters here. All right, getting your scuba gear ready. You dig? This is personal work. This is spiritual work. And for those who caught the previous audio, and if there was an issue with the quality, I was outside in nature, so I was dealing with the elements of the wind and the being next to the water. It was cold. I was getting my walk on, so I apologize for the quality if you couldn't hear the clarity. But it's the content for now. If you want clear cut, more, content, much is appreciated. Anything that comes to the channel is going back forth into the channel to improve the quality and the content to be pumped out more. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you like the content. Make sure you share the content. If you have a brother in need that needs this type of information, make sure you leave your comments. We build a community here, helping other guys out on this journey. And make sure you guys who aren't subscribed to the channel. All right, but most importantly, hitting the like button is free. All right. But let's get to this, okay? Finding one with self. Doing some self-awareness work. This is what this semen retention is about. Understanding you, your characteristics. What is the makeup of you? All this is self-knowledge. Knowledge of self. However you want to put it, chop it up. This is about deprogramming, reprogramming. You must unlearn, then relearn. You have to then add on and build upon certain qualities about yourself that enhances things about you and your characteristics, your personality and all that stuff. And that's more so on the surface, but the inner work, getting your spirit right, getting your energy into balance. And that's what's most important on this semen retention journey, is dwelling in a positive vibratory rate, an energy that isn't moving in a lustful spirit, seeking who's ever out. You dig what I'm saying? Just to release and give away your life force energy. To really elevate and gear yourself for a awakening, spiritual awakening, you must refine yourself. And guys, if you are religious, if you have subscribed to a doctrine, that is your path to walk. But understand, when you're coming to know self, one self, you have to make the distinction of connecting your mind, your body, and your soul, and believe that it has to start within. If you guys are still looking for evidence and things of that nature outside of yourself still, you will not find it. I guarantee you, you will not find it. The spirit that you move with is inside of you. Meditate. on that for a minute. Being one with self comes with all the advantages. When you feel that you are lonely on this path, you're on semen retention, nobody's fucking with you, nobody's talking to you, your phone ain't ringing, if you're not into business and stuff like that, you don't have a business line. But I mean on a personal side, like family can't connect with you, stuff like that. Cool. That makes it even better. The silence is where you really get to figure out what's going on and basically break down, okay, the thoughts that are going on in your mind, and you can process them better in the silence when no one is around. When you don't have that extra person in your ear, you get to address all the other voices that are in your head and get to compartmentalize. That's why I tried to say the first time I couldn't get the word out. But yes, you get to organize the thoughts in your head. And the first thing you must do, and I've said this over and over again in previous audios, is to journal, write these thoughts down. This helps you along your journey. Track your journey. Track your feelings, track your emotions, track what you need to track. You need to write that down. Address those feelings. Track that. Write that down, how you are addressing those feelings. How do you come out with a outcome if you have no income? This is how you manifest your reality, guys. It starts inwardly. So you have to start pouring in first, inwardly, inside. Then you manifest outwardly. Trust the process. This is what you get when you go with oneself. You step into the darkness, going into the unknown. But once you can execute what I'm about to talk about next, it makes the process much more easier, and you open yourself up for more to come your way. For example, I believe that you are the company that you keep. Being with oneself has you solely independent on yourself. Independent. And if you have people who aren't independent and they are dependent and they see someone that's independent, they see it as an opportunity to be a dependent on you. They will depend on you. Yes, leeches. You have to watch out for people who will draw off of your energy. You are the company you keep. If you are around people who drain energy, you have people who aren't one with themselves. All right. And you have a leech. Those leeches latch on to people. And they will suck you dry. And it will cause you to be a leech because you'll find yourself trying to gain or get other energy from other sources and other places. You'll become a leech yourself. Or the company that you keep around you. Their ways, their energy, how they move, their karma can rub off on you. You can be collateral damage. You have but so much protection on the semen retention. You are so much protected, but you have to make these choices. This is why you gain clarity. You gain the wisdom and a more sense of what you need to do in certain situations. Be level-headed, be calm. Use logic, use discernment, but also use your energy, use your emotion, the calmness around the people you're around, and just watch, observe. It's best to keep your circle small. All right? And understand that who you have around you has a lot to do with how you move with yourself, because those people who are saying things to you, okay, who are in your ear, speaking life over you or speaking death. Are they saying positives, showing you good vibes, or saying good things towards you? Or are they saying slick remarks, talking shit about you, calling you weird, or they have an issue with you? Those are people you don't need around, and you don't need them speaking those words towards you. So it's best to leave it alone. X those people out your life. I've recently had to do it with a family member. Total cutoff. And I'm talking to the point of not just blocking the number, but deleting the number, everything. It's necessary. Snakes in the grass. All right. When you get certain signs, when you get warnings, you get red flags, you listen to them. You take those signs and those warnings as information. If you are a spiritual being, when you're one with self, you have done the necessary work and you tapped in, you understand exactly what you see and what you hear and what the universe is guiding you and telling you what to do. And I've seen it work with my own eyes, cut people off, and boom, certain doors and opportunities open up. Because people can block your blessings just by being around you. And they have an energy where they are leeching onto you. And if you are in line for a blessing, those people are still around you. You won't be able to receive that blessing because that person will be there to reap your benefits. Because you are a good-spirited person. You need to get those people out the way. I don't know who I'm talking to in this one, but you need to get those people out your way. Elevation, spiritual elevation, and spiritual awakening requires you to be in a place of isolation. And certain people are bad for you to communicate with, and certain people are good. Understand? But understand that it's very key that the people that are closest to you, that you have a close eye on. All right? Especially during this process when you are trying to get right. If nobody is on your path trying to get you right or help you along your path, and they don't have to be in your business or what you're doing, but if you are on semen retention and no one is sending you positive vibes your way, you don't need to have that person around you. Period. If they're bringing you stress, if they're not a part of your peace, if they're not adding on to your peace, you need to excommunicate them. All right? It's less stress to get rid of them than to have them around and have to deal with their energy. People have unsettled energy. Us guys, the 1%, we do not have unsettled energy. Can't you tell? Having adversaries, dealing with enemies. You have to rule with an iron fist. And this is where assertiveness, that fierceness, that confidence, that warrior spirit, that fight that you once had to gear up to be on this journey. You have to use that, utilize that when war comes your way. Spiritual warfare is what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to entice no riot or, trying to start no evolution here. Please don't flag me for anything sorts of that nature. I'm talking about spiritual warfare here. People leeching and pulling at your energy. Knowing when to recognize when these things are happening. All right. You guys have to be aware that your energy will be pride and pick that. People will look at you and want to know what's the secret behind this guy. How can I get close to him? And when they get close to you, how can I figure him out? Now they got to figure out what makes him tick. He doesn't get angry. How can I make him angry? Guys, people are so concerned with our life and our lifestyles because they don't understand, how do we do it? How do you move like that? How are you? And it's funny to me sometimes, like, people really go out their way to look at me, the stares, and I'm talking about from men and women. All right. But you guys have to remain strong in this journey. Don't take for granted the moments where you struggle. That struggle makes you stronger. Connecting with yourself and reconnecting with yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. It's you. That's why it's you. There's no such thing. I've never heard of being on this journey, come across other content creators and stuff like that, and them saying that this journey was meant to be perfect. So guys, even if you fall off the rails or go on binges and things like that, understand it's you. It's you who is in control. So connecting, reconnecting, but understand when you start to battle, and once again, when you're in that spiritual warfare, it starts with you, brother. Battles within yourself. And then when you step out and then outwardly, you laugh at these characters. And that's what I'm saying. When you cut some of these characters off, it will be easy because you cherish your peace. You know what it's like to be unsettled, uneasy, uncomfortable with your own self. Now, to have to deal with that from other people, please. It's not that hard of a decision if you have to make it. But understand, this takes some deep diving with yourself. You have to put yourself first. You have to be selfish. You are number one priority. I just heard someone recently say, it was Dame Dash. He was telling someone, don't tell me to be humble. I know, he's basically saying, I know how to be humble himself. No one should have to tell. But he was saying in regards to, don't tell me that, because no one will tell me that I'm great. I affirm. So I tell myself I'm great. You dig what I'm saying? He bigs himself up. He pours that back into himself. And it's the same concept. And it's not cocky. It's not something that should be deemed as arrogance or something like that. But someone will be quick to tell you to do something about yourself, tell you about yourself. But when they see that you, or point out a flaw with you even, right? They know you move with a certain confidence, you believe in a certain thing. But when they see you, it's like, nah, let me try to, tone that down a little bit, tone your frequency down a little bit by saying some slick stuff to you. But don't do that to me. You have to have the confidence enough in yourself to say, listen, don't tell me what to do. I've been through humble experience. I've been through the humble experiences. I'm here now. So I know how to be humble. But now that I'm here, it's like, all right, well, who's going to tell me I'm great? So I feed that to myself. I affirm that to myself that I'm great. So I'm going to move as that. So you don't have to tell me that I'm good. But don't tell me to be humble either. You're not qualified for that. If you're moving with true greatness and you have the things to stand on that, then you stand on that. Yes, indeed. There's no problem with that. You could call it whatever you want. But when you could come slick talk out of your mouth and tell me to be humble, no, you're not qualified to do that. You don't know my experience or what I've been through to be able to move with this masculinity and talk my shit. You did. Guys, with all that said, really tap in with yourself, guys. Do the necessary work to build yourself up as a confident man. Don't let nobody tell you shit. And if somebody's trying to tell you something and you a man that can stand on yours, stand on it. All right? Get that knowledge for yourself, guys. Start reading, tapping into your books. When you have that downtime, when you're relaxing, read an article, get some words on your eyes and, let your brain go to work a little bit. All right. With all that said, guys, I appreciate all the love. Once again, tap in with me. If you need one-on-ones, consultations, any dating advice, all that good stuff. With all that said, I appreciate y'all with love and peace.